Hey, what's going on? Man, week one of the college football season has come to a close. Football is back and week one is back. Week one over. Done with a lot of games these past couple of days. A lot of games. But listen, don't worry. Week two coming up. Yeah. So I'm excited about week two. Obviously, some big things happened last night. We had some upsets, especially the Florida Gators, upsetting the Utah Utes. What's a Ute? They upset them 29-26. And I'll be honest with you, that is honestly one of the games that I got wrong. I thought Utah was going to win that game. But Florida proved me wrong. And so I will say this. Florida might go 8-4. Might. I don't know. We're going to find out some more about Florida this Saturday because Florida plays Kentucky this Saturday. And now we'll answer a couple more questions I have. I am still not sold on Florida. Anthony Richardson had like 160 passing yards with 0 touchdowns through the air. He had three rushing touchdowns. But I mean, you're not gonna beat a lot of SEC teams running the ball like that, Anthony. But anyway, yeah, South Carolina struggled against Georgia State. Georgia State, am I right? Mississippi State did kind of get to a slow start, but they did overcome Memphis Tigers. Will Rogers threw 8,000 passing yards in that game, like we all figured he would. Like, come on now. So that was interesting to see for sure. I believe Arkansas started a little slow against Cincinnati, which is no, Cincinnati is still a good team. And some might say Cincinnati might be better than Arkansas in terms of the players and, maybe on paper. But Arkansas is just a physical team, and Arkansas did get to a little sluggish start, but they did eventually win the game. I think they won 31-24, a big win for Arkansas and Sam Pittman. I believe Texas A&M, a very slow start, very sluggish start for A&M against Sam Houston State. But A&M did eventually take off with it. After the game was delayed. Eventually took off with it after the delay. A lot of good games. Vanderbilt beat Elon Musk. They beat them like 41-31. Their quarterback had over 300 yards, that Elon quarterback, and he had I think he had 100 rushing yards on top of that, I think. But Vanderbilt's quarterback, Mike Wright, guys, this guy is a freaking phenomenal player. He's got like already 10 touchdowns on the year from all-purpose touchdowns. He might have more than 10. I know he had a bunch against Hawaii, and he had, I think, 6 against Elon. Mike Wright might give some teams some trouble. Tennessee, they played week 0. They got the bye week this week. And Tennessee plays Pittsburgh in week 2. Another one of them matchups where we will find out, because, Pittsburgh beat West Virginia. Close game, but that was a rivalry game. But how much that really matters. And I'm honestly going to be like that about a lot of these teams because I feel like we do not know the identities of some teams yet. Because typically in week 1, you can kind of get some answers and kind of get a look of like, okay, this team's like this team's like that, this team played like this, that team does not play like they're supposed to, whatever. There's a lot of teams like that, and really in general, just, week 1 football, you can kind of get some answers, you can kind of get some looks. Me personally, I feel like I haven't gotten anything out of week 1. The only thing I can truly tell you about week 1 I've gotten is Georgia's offense is better than last year's offense. Florida's defense is better than last year's Florida defense. And Florida might be a little better team than some people anticipated. Florida was predicted to finish, I think, fifth or fourth in the East, kind of neck and neck with South Carolina. I think Florida is better than South Carolina. Florida still, though, I got to see them play an SEC team, and I'm glad they play Kentucky this Saturday because Kentucky's one of them teams that is predicted to go 11-1, 10-2. They're one of those teams that have been predicted to be a Georgia beater. Good luck. Without having Chris Rodriguez for them, that's going to hurt them. So Vandy plays Wake Forest. If Vanderbilt beats Wake Forest, that Vandy might be for real then. Vanderbilt they blew out Hawaii. They allowed this other team to hang over 300 passing yards on them, this no-name Elon team. So if Vandy can somehow beat Wake Forest in week 2, Vandy is somewhat for real, and that's just the facts. They'll be 3-0. Wake Forest is still a decent team, and so Vandy. I don't know what to tell you. South Carolina, I do not know who South Carolina plays this week. I know Kentucky and Florida play. Tennessee plays Pittsburgh. I think it's at Pittsburgh, or is it at Pittsburgh? I think so. So this is a big game for Tennessee. Tennessee blew out Ball State, but it's Ball State. If Tennessee can go and beat Pittsburgh, and maybe it's a decent win for them, then that will help Tennessee's case and kind of fit that mold of what Tennessee's predicted to be, kind of like Kentucky. Tennessee's predicted to be a 2-3 loss team, so very much possible for the Volunteers, very much. Georgia, my Georgia Bulldogs. I will say this about them, and I kind of said this in my last video I made in the halftime post. I didn't make a post-game video. I was up all day. I was up for almost 27 hours. I was tired, and I was falling asleep during the Ohio State Notre Dame game. I literally fell asleep twice on the couch, sitting upright. I was so tired. But the thing about Georgia, I was very pleased with the offense. The offense was very, very fresh to see. Very nice to see the offense play like they did. They played well. The offense just. It was nice to see. Now I can say it was very fresh. It wasn't vanilla, but I do not remember if we took any deep shots. I knew we were throwing down the field vertically, but I do not remember if we could. I don't remember if we could. If we did throw the balls deep or not. I don't remember. But I know that it wasn't like they did some dink and dunk plays in the line of scrimmage, a lot of swing passes. Kenny McIntosh had 9 catches in this game, which is a lot for one receiver in a game. That's a lot. He had 117 receiving yards. He's a running back. He's our number 1 running back. He only had 18 rushing yards, though. That is alarming. Very alarming. We did not run the ball in this game much. Dejon Edwards is clearly the best running back on the team, based on what I've seen. I don't know if it was just certain downs he was taking the snaps, certain schemes, whatever, but Dejon Edwards was given the ball. He did the best with it. He did better than Kendall and Kenny, and so that's that. However, Georgia did go up pretty big in this game. We won 49-3, which was shocking to me. I was not expecting that. I was expecting a 34-17, a 31-14 game. That's what I was expecting. However, Georgia just came out and dominated, and I mean just dominated Oregon. Just dominated. That's just all I can say. Now, the defensive line for us is very alarming right now. Jalen Carter, obviously the best player on the defensive line. He is by himself right now. I don't know what. We did get some pressures. Maybe I didn't go back and rewatch the game. But we had no sacks in this game. We did not sack Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a very elusive quarterback, excuse me. He is very elusive. Bo Nix likes to scramble. He loves to move out of the pocket. And that's kind of, maybe that's why we didn't get to him. Maybe if we can play a pocket passer, we can get to him. This is going to worry me when we play Florida. Anthony Richardson is a dual threat quarterback and a very strong dual threat quarterback. And so this does worry me about when we do play Florida, when we play Anthony Richardson. And if we cannot get back there to him, that's a problem. Linebackers played very well. I'm very impressed with the linebackers. They played well. There was some mismatch, some misassignments I did see. Not many, but a few. The DBs, though, the Georgia secondary is the strongest part of this defense. And typically in years past, it has been the front seven that has been the strongest part. But this year, it is very obvious the DBs, the corners, and the back group is the best team, is the best part of this defense. Keely Ringo, Christopher Smith, Malachi Starks played a phenomenal game. William Poole, I believe Dan Jackson played a little bit. All these guys just played. Lassiter, they all played well, very well. Like I said, there was a few mismatches and a few misassignments that happened where some of the Oregon wide receivers kind of found themselves open. But thankfully, they dropped the ball. But, yeah. But, yeah, it was very nice to see. The offense was good to see. The running game is kind of worrying me a little bit. Obviously it's the first game. If you got any kind of, any type of little, rust on you, hopefully we can get that off and get Sanford. We play Sanford this Saturday. The Sanford Bulldogs, not the real Bulldogs, but, the Bulldogs Junior, Sanford Junior. We played this team a couple years ago in Athens, but this game is in Athens. This game is at 4 o'clock. It's not a noon game, thankfully. It's a 4 o'clock game. And I wish my dog would start barking. She barks at nothing. But, yeah, we play Sanford at 4 o'clock. Let me go talk. Lord mercy. Hush. Hush. Silence. In the middle of something very important. Oh, Lordy. Silence. Anyway, we play Sanford at 4 o'clock. Very interesting time frame for us. There is some big games tomorrow. There is some big games. Not tomorrow. There is some big games next Saturday. There is a game tomorrow. Clemson, Georgia Tech. Yeah, that slugfest. But there is a game tonight. LSU and Florida play tonight. Florida State. So we will find out about them two tonight as well. But Alabama plays at Texas next Saturday. I would love nothing more than for Texas to win that game. Would mean a lot. And I mean a lot. That would mean a lot. But yeah, this is the Georgia room, the man cave. This wall, I'm going to work on this wall today. This wall obviously ain't finished, but as you can see, we got a little shelf here, National Championship shelf. I'm probably going to move the stuff on this shelf onto the shelf that the phone is on right now. I do have my phone on this shelf right here. It's got some little small stuff on it, so this stuff will fit on this shelf. But yeah, we got some pretty cool stuff hung up right here. I got so much stuff that's sitting on the floor. A lot of cool stuff to hang up, a lot of cool stuff to show you guys. I eventually will do a room tour once I get everything I got, up and whatnot. So definitely will do a room tour. So yeah, I'm gonna stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's about it. Georgia just laying it on the Ducks. Like I said, it surprised me. I was very nervous. I was very confident, throughout the most of the off season, and getting up to this point in this game. I got a little nervous in these last couple of days. Obviously, it happens every year. I was like that with Clemson. I got nervous. Just get nervous. It's weird that we won this game 49-3, and I'm not impressed. That is truly what's kind of baffling me a little bit because I can't explain it. I'm not pleased with what I saw, even though we won this game by 46 points, and we were only favored by 17, and they were ranked 11th. And here's the thing about it is, Oregon might go 6-6. They might. And then this game is not really that impressive. The game is impressive right now. Now, if Oregon goes 11-1, it will be extremely impressive. But I don't know what Oregon's going to do. Oregon does have Eastern Washington, so they hopefully can have a little bounce back game. Alabama looked beatable as well. Yes, they blew out Utah State. That's what you're supposed to do, but they do look beatable. They do like a beatable team. Texas might make some noise against them. Obviously, I root for the SEC, so for that standpoint, I want Bama to win, but I'd love nothing more than for Texas to win. I love that. I love it, but it'd be hilarious to me. Yep, so Georgia blew out Oregon, took care of business. We got Sanford, then we got South Carolina at noon. So we got Carolina, then we got Kent State, and then we got Missouri. I don't know. We got Missouri and Vandy and Auburn in a little 3-game stretch, and then we hit the big stuff. So hopefully, y'all's favorite team won yesterday or the day before yesterday, whatever. Hope y'all's favorite team won. Mine did. Peace.